Welcome, brave travelers, to the echoes of ancient whispers and the sagas of gods and giants. You are about to embark on a journey through the fabled realms of Norse mythology, where the threads of fate weave tales as deep and vast as the seas that skirt Midgard. Each episode of our series will unlock secrets of the old gods, from the creation of the cosmos to the twilight of the gods at Ragnarok. So sit back, let the mists of time part, and the stories unfold. Today we begin at the very void of creation, the Ginnungagap, where the world itself was born from frost and fire. Join us as we step into the age of myths and witness the origins of the elements and beings that shaped the 9 worlds. In the beginning, there was nothing but the Ginnungagap, a yawning void of endless possibility. Here, in this great emptiness, the seeds of all things waited, silent and potent. To the north lay Niflheim, land of mist and cold, its glaciers creeping forward with the weight of eons. To the south burned Muspelheim, the scorching domain of fire and wrath, where rivers of flame carved the rock, and between them, a boundary where frost and flame met, mingled, and made the worlds. And from this primal confrontation, where fire caressed the ice, arose the first of beings, great Ymir, the primordial giant, born of frost, nourished by the melting ice. Beside him, as if by the very will of creation itself, emerged Audhumla, the nurturing cow from whom rivers of life-giving milk flowed. And as Ymir drank deeply, the elements continued their eternal ballet, crafting from chaos a tapestry of infinite worlds, each thread a life, each hue a story. Thus began the age of myth, from void to vastness, from silence to saga. As the cosmos breathed its early breaths, the Ginnungagap soared its first sentinel of life, Ymir, stir beneath the celestial quilt of ice and starlight. Around him, the world slowly took form, sculpted by unseen hands from the frost of Niflheim and the fires of Muspelheim. In this cradle of worlds, Ymir, the forefather of giants, awakened with a hunger deep as the void itself. Beside him, the nurturing Audhumla, a creature of purity and life, emerged as if from the ice itself. Majestic and maternal, she offered sustenance from her own being, a milk white as the first snows of winter, which flowed into the world, a river of life amidst the barren expanse. And as the giant fed, Audhumla, driven by her own primal need, turned to the ice walls encasing them. Her tongue, warm and life-giving, caressed the cold, salt-encrusted ice, and each lick revealed layers hidden beneath. With each gentle stroke, the shape of another being, Buri, ancestor of gods, began to emerge, sculpted not by chisel, but by the caring persistence of Audhumla. Thus, from the ice came the first of the Aesir, Buri, as the world around them awoke in earnest. The bonds of creation tightened, weaving fate and destiny into the fabric of the nascent cosmos. Here, in the thawing embrace of Ginnungagap, the saga of gods and giants took root, destined to grow as wildly and wonderfully as the world that bore them. From the ice, revealed by the devotion of Audhumla, Buri, the progenitor of divinities, took his first breaths in the light of a world unmade. With strength drawn from the very essence of Ginnungagap, Buri fathered Bor, a robust and spirited figure, destined to forge the lineage of the Aesir. Bor, infused with the vigor of his forefather, took a wife, Bestla, from the ancient race of giants, and from their union came 3 sons, Odin, Vili, and Ve. These brothers, born of cosmic confluence, grew in power and wisdom beneath the watchful stars of the forming heavens. Together, the brothers beheld the sprawling chaos left in the wake of creation's first dawn. Among the primordial beings and the brood of Ymir, they saw the seeds of discord sown. The world, though born from unity, was not one of peace. A resolve, as firm as the bedrock of the earth, grew within them. They saw what must be done to shape a realm of order from the raw elements of chaos. Thus, steeled by a vision of what could be, Odin, Vili, and Ve pondered the fate of Ymir, the giant of old. With hearts both heavy and hopeful, they prepared to confront the chaos, to carve from it a cosmos ordered and alive. For they knew, as all beings of power do, that creation often demands sacrifice, and from sacrifice, the truest forms of life often arise. In the heart of the Ginnungagap, amidst the burgeoning life and the brooding silence of ancient enmities, the heirs of Bor, Odin, Vili, and Ve face the primordial chaos personified by Ymir, the first giant. From him sprang the unruly kin of frost giants, a lineage of tumult and storm. The world hung unbalanced, teetering between the burgeoning order and the relentless chaos of Ymir's spawn. The brothers, each a force of nature unto themselves, resolved that for life to flourish, for a cosmos of order to prevail, Ymir's reign must end. With heavy hearts but unyielding resolve, they armed themselves with weapons forged from the cosmic ether, and so, beneath the starlit veil of the nascent world, they struck. The clash was titanic, echoing through the void. The brothers, united in purpose, faced Ymir, whose might was as vast as the sea from which he sprang. The battle raged, fierce and relentless, a dance of creation and destruction woven into every blow. At last, as the dust of conflict settled and the echoes of their struggle faded into the farthest corners of the Ginnungagap, Ymir fell, his body a broken testament to the end of an era. From his remains, the seeds of a new world were sown, his flesh to earth, his blood to sea, his bones to mountains, his hair to trees, and his skull to the vault of the heavens. Thus ended the reign of Ymir, the first being of frost. In his fall, the foundation of all worlds was laid by the hands of those who dared to dream of order. This act, born of necessity, was also one of creation. For from the giant's fall sprang forth the myriad facets of the earth, crafting a tapestry rich and alive. In the wake of Ymir's fall, the vast void of Ginnungagap was filled with the echoes of creation. Odin, Vili, and Ve stood amidst the remnants of the giant, their hearts heavy with the burden of what had been done, yet light with the promise of what was to come. With solemn purpose, they set about their sacred task. From Ymir's flesh, they crafted the earth rich and fertile, the foundation of forests and fields. His blood, deep and vast, became the oceans, rivers, and lakes, the veins of the world pulsing with life. His bones, strong and enduring, rose as mountains, the spine of the land that would hold the sky. From the giant's hair, they wove the trees and all green things, covering the earth with a verdant cloak. His skull, immense and curved, they set aloft to form the sky, the great dome arching protectively over all. His brains, thrown into the heavens, sparked into being the clouds that would nourish the earth with rain. And thus, from the body of Ymir, the world was remade by the will of the gods. Every hill and valley, every stream and starlit patch of sky bore the mark of their endeavor. The world, once a formless void, now breathed with the spirit of possibility and the promise of future sagas. As the first light of the new world's dawn stretched across the valleys and kissed the peaks of mountains, Odin, Vili, and Ve beheld the beauty of what they had wrought. Their hearts, once burdened by the necessity of chaos's end, now swelled with the joy of creation. But one task remained: to ensure the legacy of this world. From the woods they chose two trees, strong and upright, an ash and an elm. From these humble origins, they crafted the first humans, ash from ash, embla from elm. Breath they gave to them, warm and sweet, spirit from the winds. Mind they bestowed, bright and sharp, from their own divine thoughts, and life they granted, deep and enduring, from the very essence of the earth. And so, under the gaze of the gods, Ash and Embla took their first steps upon the earth, their eyes wide with the newness of life. Around them, the world pulsed with the rhythm of nature, a symphony of creation played out in the rustling leaves, the bubbling streams, and the whispering winds. Thus was the world set in motion, from the Ginnungagap to the gardens of Midgard. The legacy of the gods, inscribed in the wind and stone, in the wave and flame, continued in the lives of Ash and Embla and all who would come after. From void to vastness, from silence to saga, the circle of creation closed, yet ever open, ever turning. As our tale winds down, the saga continues to echo through the ages, inviting us to explore further and deeper into the realms of Norse mythology. What secrets will the next episode unlock? Join us next time as we delve into the legendary deeds of Odin, the All-Father, whose wisdom and might shape the destinies of gods and men alike. If you enjoyed our journey through these ancient myths, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tales from the rich tapestry of Norse legend. Your engagement helps keep these old stories alive for new generations to discover and cherish. And if there's a particular myth you're eager to hear, let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and remember, keep the legends alive by sharing them far and wide. Until next time, may the gods watch over you.